a hand if you've got a question. We'll go ahead and start with Adam Jardy with Rob Aller on deck. Adam.
CJ, thanks for talking to us. That game got very interesting very quickly there. You're up 3 with 3:23 to go. What changed?
Michigan State's playing really good right now. They're a completely different team than what they were a month ago. They just played a lot tougher than us, towards the end of the game. Made some very tough shots at the end. And they were the more aggressive team, down that stretch. And they, like I said, they made some really big plays. We couldn't get what we wanted on the other end. We just had to make some smarter plays and play harder that last 3 minutes.
And Coach Holtmann, that's as fired up as I've ever seen Chris Holtmann in a game. What were you seeing from him, and what was it like when he got ejected?
He's just passionate. He just wants to win a game. That's our coach. That's what he stands for, is winning. He was just doing what he thought. His emotions got into it right there. He just showed his passion. He just wanted us to win a game. And that's what happens when you're competitive. Your emotions get built up and things like that. It happens. It happens to the best of them. It happens as players, happens as coaches as well. So it was just one of those moments. His passion just got the best of him right there. It was just a slight mistake.
Next up, Rob Aller with Patrick Murphy on deck. Rob.
Jay, can you tell when you let a team hang around like you guys did? It seemed like you should be up 20 and you were only up 5 or 7, that it's going to be a load down the stretch. How do you guys deal with that?
We're just going to go back to the hotel tonight, watch film, talk about the game, what we need to get better at. Like I said, Michigan State's a really good team right now, playing really well. So we just got to learn from our mistakes, knowing that we're going into March and we got 2 really good games coming up. But we just got to get better right now. We got to refocus, get better defensively. That's a big thing for us right now, just getting better each and every day. So take it upon myself as a leader, for our team to get better, going down the stretch with 2 really good games coming up.
Did Dwayne talk about his ankle at all? He looked like he turned it and maybe it limited. He made a shot right after that, but then it seemed like it was maybe affecting him. Did he say anything?
I wouldn't say it was affecting him. It just happens throughout the game. I think he just rolled on somebody's foot and just tweaked his ankle a little bit. I feel like he'll be fine. It just happens in the game. I think he just tweaked it a little bit. But like you said, he made a shot after, so I guess it didn't affect him too much. So we'll see. He'll be all right.
Next up, Patrick Murphy with Phil Harrison on deck. Patrick.
CJ, I know you said Michigan State's playing a lot better, but you guys have been playing some really good offense recently. I think this is the lowest scoring output since you lost to Purdue. What wasn't working offensively for you guys? Even before the late game situations, you just weren't scoring with regularity like you have been.
I just would say we were not playing as aggressive, getting to the rim, finishing through contact. Michigan State was really physical under the rim, in the paint as well. They didn't give up too many wide open threes. They pretty much challenged every three and made it more difficult than usual. Like I said, we just didn't finish through contact as we usually do. We just weren't playing as much force as we usually do. So that's pretty much I would get, just fresh off the game right now. I feel like that's what kind of happened.
And I don't want to get you in trouble or have you say anything you don't want to, but when your head coach gets ejected because of he clearly feels there was calls not being made, you're on the court, you were a part of that. Did you feel like things weren't getting called your guys' way tonight? I
want to say things weren't getting called our way. I feel like it was a pretty even game. We were both in a bonus with like 7 minutes left in the game, so I couldn't say the foul calls weren't even. Like I said, we just finished through contact. You can't expect, too many calls in the Big Ten. It's a physical league, so there's nothing you can really expect, going to the basket. So I wouldn't say anything like that. We just got to be better around the rim and being more physical. So I wouldn't say it was uneven or unfair or anything like that. You just got to go out there and play, adjust to the game. I just feel like we just did towards the end around the rim.
Next up is Phil Harrison with Sean Dunnigan on deck. Phil.
Hey, CJ, definitely seemed like you guys were a little more locked in on the defensive end tonight, maybe more so than normal. Did you feel like during practice this week, you guys losing a game where you scored a lot of points, we're kind of listening a little bit better and a little bit more effort on defensive end going into this one?
Yeah, we just know we got to be better defensively going into March. A lot of teams don't win games playing bad defense and just scoring the ball because you never know. Like tonight, we just didn't have a good offense tonight. You got to have defense to back it up to get stops. So, yeah, it's most definitely been an emphasis for us, getting better as a team defensively on the ball, help side, communication, just a whole bunch of things we got to get better at. And I feel like we did that in the first half really well. In the last 10 minutes of the game, we just weren't as consistent as we needed to be down the stretch.
And then, it's been a while. You guys haven't lost too many games here recently, and so you're 2 in a row. I wonder if you just talk a little bit about the mood in the locker room after the game.
Upset, nobody likes to lose games, so just really upset. We just had to come together as a team. Just said some things to the team that we needed to do to get better. Took it upon myself to be better as a leader and things like that. So we just got to get better. Just go back and watch film, go into practice, go as hard as possible, get better, just get prepared for our next game. Just be ready to win that one and just kind of, watch film and then brush it off from there and just move on.
Thanks, CJ.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up is Sean Dunnigan, then we'll finish with Andy Evans. Sean.
Thanks, Gary. CJ, do you ever get a sense during a game of how physical that the refs are going to let you play?
Oh, yeah, you most definitely can feel that. Yeah, you can feel it early in the game once you're attacking the rim. You can just see it. You can feel it in the atmosphere. You can feel it in the players talking back and forth, attacking the rim and having contact. In the beginning, we had the ball stripped from us. EJ attacked the rim, may have got fouled, but didn't call it. You could just feel the physicality. But like I said, the Big Ten is one of those conferences that you just never know. You just got to go out there and play and adjust. Just one of them nights where you just adjust as quite as well to the physicality, finishing around the rim, and also, rebounding the ball on the first shot attempt and giving them second chances. Just the physicality was different. You could feel it. Like I said, you probably could see it watching the game as well.
How does that change your game plan? Does it change early or late, depending on when you get that sense of if they're not going to call some fouls like that?
In order to win a game, you got to feel it. Before you even get into the game, you got to be an initiator. Throwing the first punch, being more aggressive. And if you wait too late, you can lose games. If you don't, make that adjustment early, it can be a long night. That's how teams get going. That's how certain teams get their flow. Getting second chance points, diving on loose balls, things like that. And that's what they did. And that kind of, gave them momentum towards the end to make shots. Get to the free throw line and things like that. So you just got to feel it early. You got to adjust. You got to make the plays that you need to do to win.
Last one for me. How do you get over this tough loss quickly? Because you have another big game on Sunday at home.
Just going to practice. We finna watch film. Going to practice really hard just to prepare as best as possible. Compete. Just get each other better each and every day. Me being the leader, I got to step up, more communication, more action defensively, being, that aggressor for my team to follow behind me and things like that. So just going to practice day by day. Like I said, just prepare for the next game.
Thank you.
Our last questions for CJ will come from Andy Evans. Andy.
Yeah, CJ, maybe you answered this, but, with about 13 and a half minutes left in the game, you guys are up by 9. Did it feel to you that you guys were in control enough of that game to finish out? And if so, kind of what happened at that point, to the end there?
I feel like, like you said, the first 10 minutes, I feel like we were the aggressors on defense. We got a lot of stops. Didn't get any second chance points. We got out in transition. Got a lot more open shots, played unselfish. We kind of did the little things that we usually do each and every game. Like I said, we just came out aggressive and a lot of energy. The last 10 minutes kind of just switched. The physicality went up. They would start hitting shots, got more loose balls, got more offensive rebounds, and just kind of transitioned their way. Kind of, went their way towards the end.
And the fact that you guys were without Kyle and they had an extra guy that they were without the first time around in Gabe Brown, how much of a difference was them having Gabe Brown and you guys not having Kyle that really played a factor in this game for you? Do you feel that there was a factor in that?
Oh, most definitely. KY does a lot for us defensively, offensively, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. Defending multiple positions for us. He does a lot for us. He's kind of like our glue guy. He just does a lot for us, and obviously that's the X factor when you lose that, that piece of our team. He means a lot to us, and we really missed him tonight. And Gabe Brown, he made a lot of shots in the first half pretty early that got him going. Gabe Brown's a really good player. He fits them really well in their system. He spreads the floor out, shooting the ball, and things like that. So it most definitely was an X factor for them. Made him a lot better tonight.
All right, cool. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, CJ.
Hey.
All right, Coach, floor is yours.
Yeah, give Michigan State credit. I thought they were more physical, played with more force than we did, made a few more plays down the stretch, so give them credit.
All right, we'll start with Adam Jardy and Rob Aller on deck. Adam.
Chris, the last 3 minutes there, you guys have the lead, and you talk about them making more plays down the stretch. How did you feel the game change in the last couple of minutes?
They just made a few more shots, and we had trouble finishing around the basket and missed a couple clean looks.
And for you, I don't know the last time that you haven't seen the end of a game from the bench. What was your frustration today, and how, I guess, what led to you not being on the bench for the end of the game?
I'm not going to talk specifically about the officiating. They give them credit. They played more physical, played with more force. It's my fault on the technicals.
All right, next up is Rob Aller with Phil Harrison on deck. Rob.
Hey, Chris, that's 2 games in a row where Justin hasn't really gotten a lot of looks, hasn't taken a lot of shots. How problematic is that? What did you see happening out there? Is it just better defense?
Yeah, he's just getting a lot of attention right now. Getting a lot of attention. I thought he had created some things with the space. I think, he had a couple transition baskets that he didn't make, but yeah, not concerned about him.
In terms of at the end there with Dwayne, did you talk to him about the ankle? Did you see the ankle creating any trouble for him in terms of finishing and taking that last shot, or was it just green light all the way?
Nah, he was fine. He was fine.
All right, next up is Phil Harrison with Bill Landis on deck. Phil.
Hey, Coach, tough loss to take for sure. Close game. A little different style than we normally see, kind of a slogfest. But there were some good things that looked like on the defensive end. Did you like your team's focus and intensity on defense a little bit better today?
Yeah, not in the second half. I think middle part of the first and second half, I thought it was good, but I did not like how we finished the game. I did not like how we started the game defensively, but that's my fault. We've got to fix that.
And then there was a three-pointer that Dwayne let go right at the end of the shot clock there in the first half that reviews looked like he got rid of it. Did the referees give you any explanation on that one at all?
Yeah. Yeah, the explanation was that it was close. Yeah, I understand your question and appreciate it and wish I could say more, but would have been an important 3 points.
Thanks, Coach.
Next up, Bill Landis with Patrick Murphy on deck. Bill.
Chris, you mentioned there that you thought your defense was pretty good in the middle of the game. Michigan State had a stretch where I believe they went 1 for 14 shooting, and you guys just weren't able to quite pull away in any kind of significant way. Just what was missing, I guess, to balance out that defense in terms of you guys not being able to pull away there?
We just didn't play with enough force offensively. We had trouble moving, cutting, driving it with the necessary force to play in a game like this. We just did.
And if Kyle is in concussion protocol right now, does that mean he will not play on Sunday, or do you not know that yet?
We'll know more tomorrow on Kyle, whether or not he's available for Sunday.
All right, next up is Patrick Murphy with Sean Dunnigan up next. Patrick.
Chris, you guys have been so locked in offensively of late. I mean, even, I think going back to Purdue was the last time you didn't score in the 70s. I know you just said that you weren't physical enough, but throughout the game, it just didn't seem like it was flowing as well. Was it Michigan State doing something, or was it just the physicality was too much?
Got to give them credit. They were physical, and I think you got to give them credit. I think we probably missed some looks. We got empty on a couple free throw attempts there. We didn't convert a couple times in transition, but give their defense credit.
All right, last few here for Coach. We'll go Sean Dunnigan, then Andy Evans, and Adam Jardy. Sean.
Chris, when you see on the bench that how physical that the game is getting, does that change your game plan at all as far as what you're calling, or is it still just kind of sticking to what you were preparing with?
Yeah, no, we tried to go where we wanted to go, and just weren't able to quite play through contact like we've been able to.
How do you get over this loss with another big game on Sunday?
I mean, it's the Big Ten. They keep coming at you. You know, we'll figure out a way to get better, coach better, play better. You know, we knew we were playing a good team. This team was top 5 in the country at one time. They got talented kids, talented players. Tom's terrific. Like, we knew what we were getting into here. You know, with Kyle, without Kyle, we knew what the challenge was.
Thanks, Coach.
Next up is Andy Evans, and we'll finish up with Adam Jardy. Andy.
Chris, I know that you're probably not in the mood to necessarily answer this kind of question, but I'm going to ask it. You guys are up by 2. The whole interaction with EJ happens underneath the bucket, and you're very animated on that call, or non-call, if you will. And you got assessed for a technical, and then your guys go on a run, and you're up by 9 at that point. It almost kind of seems like you guys have got the game in control. Is there something to be said about, you know, you really defending your guys, your team, and to get them motivated and animated enough to respond, to go on the kind of run that they did, to go up by 9 at that point? Because it really seemed like, you know, after that happened, you guys were in control.
You know, I think in that moment, honestly, I just thought that plays that were normally called fouls in most of every Big Ten game were not being called fouls. And I thought that was an obvious one, and you know, expressed that you know, I don't think there's ever certainly you want to fight for your guys. EJ's a really good player. He also has to own the fact that he's got to play with more force if this is how the game's going to be called. We've got to prepare him for that better. Obviously, you know, we didn't quite prepare him well enough for it, but you know, we're always going to fight for our guys. We're going to fight for what we believe is right, not just for any other reason than I thought it was a foul, and I thought EJ deserved the call.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right, we'll finish up with Adam Jardy. Adam.
Chris, you alluded to with Kyle, without Kyle, you needed to play with more force and things. But what sort of impact did you feel not having him out there, and what was it like trying to figure out what the lineup was going to look like? Obviously, starting Musa, and he played a significant role in this game. But what was that challenge like of preparing for playing without him?
You know, I think in a game like this, when he can get some loose balls, be active around the rim, create some extra opportunities, and provide a physicality in a live body. You know, I thought that would be important for this game, but listen, there's it's unfortunate that it happened in the last minute of the game the other night, but we'll hope to get him back soon enough. But give Michigan State credit. I mean, you know, we knew it was going to be a tough game with or without him.
And what did you think about then what you got? Like, Musa obviously played more minutes. He seemed to be maybe the primary benefactor of some minutes being free. But what did you think about collectively guys trying to replace him?
I thought Musa really battled, given the fact that his ankle is what it is. I thought he really battled. I thought he really battled and tried to defend. Aaron Henry got loose a little bit, but I thought he really battled. You know, Seth, in a game like this with, you know, still coming back from injuries and the kind of athletes that we were playing against and just the game in general, he'll continue to grow and move forward.
Coach, appreciate your time.
Okay.